you can see here, he looks concerned. This is about 5 minutes before he gets his helmet on, gets his gloves on, gets into the car, and at the start of the Italian Grand Prix last week. Whereas you know he gets second to his teammate. His teammate now being the person who's really pressuring him. But you can see here the kind of the seriousness, the focus of it. And the fact that you've got all the red around of the advertising warnings behind, where you kind of focuses your mind, gives a red tint to the picture, but it doesn't really detract. The boss, nothing happened without him, and here he's looking out of his motorhome a few years ago, and it's a kind of it's what one would call a grab shot. It's something where you're standing around talking and looking for things to happen. There's Bernie, bang, just as quick as that, with a 600mm lens, which obviously is pretty heavy to get up and over to it, but you get used to weaving around that kind of silent lens, and just looked out. Bernie saw this picture and used it on his Christmas card that year, and sent it to all the team managers saying, "I'm watching." That's Rubens Barrichello's helmet at the European Grand Prix a few weeks ago, and on the top, I really wanted to show that he was concerned about Felipe Massa and that he was thinking about his friend and he wanted to win because, you know, Massa had that Chamberlain spring in the visor. And right at the end, Rubens is up on the podium. So we're getting ready. I think it's just before, just the entrance of the plane. So they're kind of standing there a little bit standing. So I turned, and his mechanic, one of his mechanics, had his helmet, held it up in the air, and it was a real, much like a birdie picture, just come across, bang, 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 and then back up to the helmet. But it perfectly showed here, Felipe's see you at the next race, or whatever. And but it's almost, for me, got that the feeling that you get at the end of movies when people hold up, you know, the kind of trophy or the ball, whatever they're fighting for, and it has that feeling to me. That's Sebastian Vettel getting ready to get in the car last week in Italy, and trying to use this as a lens that I've not had that long, 50mm lens with a very small aperture, and shooting wide open, or almost wide open, to it's a 1.2 lens, to really get that feeling of everything's out of focus. Even you can see his hand, your depth of focus is so small, you really have to concentrate on the focus. But at the same time, compose the picture and shoot when I kept shooting, and I have it when his face is exposed, but I like that feeling of, I don't know, almost like some kind of puppet monster kind of thing. And really brings home that feeling of closed-inness that they have. And I always feel when they get ready for the race, it's like gladiators preparing for battle. I feel privileged really to be that close to doing the job. And that's the end of the race. And if you remember the shot of Kimi Raikkonen in one of the first chapters where he came out of the garage and there was the podium across, and said it was like a stadium hill. He's on that podium. And I got permission to go into the press conference room and shoot through the window because you're on a level with the drivers. And again, much like Felipe Massa, Rubens is fantastic. You know that he'll come forward. You know that he'll go down with the champagne. This is the champagne from Jensen Button. Kimi is also on the podium, as you know, but he's drinking it somewhere over here. And I'm not joking, he really is. And all the crowd down here, that's a hell of a scene. There's 10, 15,000 people all going crazy. It's be a hell of a feeling to be a winning driver at Monza. Good girls. It's always a pain to shoot them. A typically windy day at Silverstone, and I admit to waiting for that to happen. Much like a lot of the other things, you wait for it to happen, but you're fortunate if you get something where the shape is great. I got 2 or 3 other frames, and her dress is down here, this bit is up. Never went all the way up, but that really adds to it, and it's the fact that the other skirts aren't up, but you can see that they're girls, you can see that it's the grid. It's not gratuitous, it's just this kind of simple study of the grid girl. I try not to be too focused on the fact that they're I guess they are objects, but I try to make it look as artistic as we can. Show you this. But so that's the grid girl in Turkey, where the grid girls are probably the best that we see. They're all like statuesquely high, fantastic looking, all very similar looking. And it was a windy day. It was early last year when we had the race in Turkey. It was quite cold the whole weekend, as you can see by the goosebumps there. And she stopped it while I was waiting for us to go, so she pulled it down. She was laughing when I took it. She also had a beautiful face. Well, I used to work for Benson and Hedges, and they were sponsored to Jordan. And I did all the pictures of the girls' faces and the whole of the girls' body. They're sitting on a car, a Jordan car. But as you do in shoots, you try and get as much out of a picture, as much out of a location as you possibly can, and focusing on their hot pants, but at the same time getting in the hornet, which they used to call it, of them. Well, that's not there, but definitely there. So you know who's sponsoring that car, you know you know who the picture is focused on, but getting in that femininity of the hands and the great stomach and the light. Just trying to make it look just a picture of girls. Now this year in Barcelona, I was commissioned by a French magazine to photograph the Red Bull car. The Red Bull car it's a beautiful car close up. Adrian here has done a fantastic job. It's full of these details. This is on the rear wing, on the side of the rear wing. And what I did was, for the French magazine Sport Auto, they came to me and said, look, what we want to do is try and get 20 minutes, half an hour with the car. Just the car, no one else in it. And can you try and accentuate the beautiful nature of the car? So that's what I tried to do. I've never had 20 minutes where I've been left completely with the car. All the mechanics, they're all out here. They're doing pit stop practice at 7 o'clock Sunday morning, Saturday morning at the Spanish Grand Prix. And the team manager said, turn up, the car will be finished, and you can have 20 minutes. And there was no one to stop me. I haven't photographed anything online. And it was the most enjoyable 20 minutes of the year so far. And I used this 50mm 1.2 lens, used it almost wide open to really get that feeling, just focusing on the details. And that's a similar effect. Really just this is the cockpit, the rear wing, and then just getting this tiny band of focus. This is a little kind of Newey's cars, or Adrian Newey's designer of the Red Bull. He's always trying to get rid of, like all designers, but Newey seems to do it the best. So on a lot of cars you might see it straight across here, you'll sculpt it out so that the car gets lower center of gravity and more aerodynamic effect. But it means that the suspension mounting which comes up here, that has to go slightly higher. And also it's the regulations. They stipulate the car has to be this height. But of course cleverly they don't say all the way across. Cleverly the designers interpret that so they sculpt all this away so that they don't come across here. And there's one more of this sheet. There, that's underneath the car. This is the nose coming out here, and that's the front left wheel there. And I think this under here is a seldom seen part of the car. Only if you're laying down underneath your Grand Prix car, they're going to stop you doing that pretty quickly if you've not got their permission. I think it looks like the World War I fighter planes, which we in Europe are called stick and string. They're very spindly and the biplanes, and that reminds me of. It looks incredibly fragile to me. It looks like it could break apart at the slightest knock. Shuts. Might be Schumacher again. Crashing into the tyres of the Belgian Grand Prix in '96, a few years ago, but I'm somebody, I don't really chase shuts, I don't really look for them. It's not in my brief, it's not really what I'm expected to do. But if they happen in front of me, I'll photograph them. He came around the previous corner, got out of shape, so I quickly zapped over, focused on the tyres, and timed pulled it in, and he hit. It looks like it's been shot out of a gun, with I think a cannon with all the gravel and dust. And what also helps, of course, is the stank of water that's in all the tyres, really pushing it up over here. And also,